Yeah, that kind of sucked. So hopefully everything's going okay now with our fabulous show. I hope everything's good. Let's just get that off of there. Okay, I guess we're okay then, huh? I don't know what happened there. It's really none of my business. Hey, everybody, what's going on? What's hot? What's hip? What's happening? What's shaking on your Thursday? I assume there's people watching. Maybe, maybe not. Who knows? Who cares? I've got an itch. Stuff happening today. By the way, you can go to the TomGullyShow.com and find merch and old podcasts and lots of other things there. You can go to CafePress.com and then go to the Tom Gully, CafePress.com, the Tom Gully Show. You can go to Patreon.com and slash, The Tom Gully Show, and paypal.me/Tom Gully Show. It's down there in the crawl. You can also give us a call at 972-994-6822. I'm sorry. Things are just going crazy here. It's been a crazy day. I don't know how many of you caught my hilarious guest starring appearance on the BS show. We'll talk about that later in the program. And what else we got here today? Things about stuff, really, is about it. I just was going to wait on a comment here, but I'm not getting any comments. That's either because there's no one here or the comment thing ain't working. I never know. I'm going to gamble on the fact that everybody's just shy today. Oh, I guess there is one way I could check. Here we go. There we go. There's Terry Nee. Hand pink waving. Better than a pink sock. All right, I know it's working. Groovy. Hey, kids. Let me tell you about a dude named GG Allin. And we got Sunday Jenna says she's just tuning in. Why, Jenna, if that's your picture, you're a lovely lady. I wasn't hitting on you. I was just trying to see if I actually knew who you were. But I am glad to know you. Do I have the hiccups right out of the gate today? Really? It's a big show for me. Because originally, earlier today, and we're going to talk about this later, I had a hilarious guest appearance on the BS show. Hilarious. Didn't get enough Dr. Pepper before the start of the show. A lot of backwash. However, let me tell you fine folks about a gentleman that was called GG Allin. Hey, Jenna, don't thank me. You did all the work. Let's see here. Terry Nee says, Jenna is delightful. Her husband, well, I'm assuming you're her husband, Terry, or he's a good friend of yours. Want to tell you about a fella named GG Allin. And as an extra lucky strike bonus, I have my own GG Allin story to tell at the end. Okay. In case you hadn't heard, GG Allin, who you see there in the photo, was a punk rock star. Well, maybe star is a bit too much, but he was a noted performer. And why was he a noted performer? I hear you cry out. Well, for things like assaulting the audience, self-mutilation on stage, and then the big one, that defecating on the stage. Yeah. His antics got him arrested and, yes, thrown in jail numerous times. We're just tip of the iceberg here on this stuff, folks. Well, you're not going to believe this. He didn't just confine his efforts to punk rock, though. He also threw in the spoken word country, regular rock was in there a little bit, but he was always singing about his true loves, violence and hatred of humanity. Would you like a GG Allin CD or record or tape? Good luck, because it was all recorded terribly, horribly badly recorded, and not many copies were made, limited releases, and the critics hated it. I mean, hated it. Thankfully, though, since there are a lot of self-loathing people out there with no musical taste whatsoever, GG Allin does have a cult following. And after years and years and years of saying he would die on stage by his own hand, he proved he was a liar by dying of a drug overdose at the age of 36 in 1993. Now, here's some interesting stuff about GG Allin, but first let's go to our chat room. Jenna's laughing. There we go. GG Allin ate rats. KB. I don't know if he ate KB or not. There was rumors of a treehouse. GG Allin's real name was not something boring like GG. His actual born given name was Jesus Christ Allin. Yes. His father was an abusive religious fanatic, who dreamed of killing his family. And GG was not exactly a Rhodes Scholar, having been placed in special ed classes and having had to take third grade twice. Just some of his bands in the mid-'80s were the Scum Trucks. Only it's not trucks. It's the bad word that rhymes with trucks. Texas Nazis, Cedar Street Sluts. By this time, GG was also an alkie and would do any drugs provided to him. You could just bring him some drugs and he would do them right in front of you. His breaking the seal on his big move, which was defecation on stage, took place in Peoria, Illinois. After eating a bunch of X-Lax, he realized he'd mistimed things and he had to go sooner than he wanted to, so he had to hold it in until showtime. And after he did finally on stage, the crowd reported that the smell was just much worse than even that normal smell. And for that reason, it then became a regular part of his act. Let me just add to the ambience here a little bit. There's my good friend GG Allin. GG wrote to countless serial killers, and many of them wrote back to him. One of them was a certain John Wayne Gacy, who actually did a painting of GG Allin that is the cover of the soundtrack of the documentary Hated, GG Allin and the Murder Junkies, which is actually a pretty good documentary. His shows totally destroyed many stages, okay? Because in addition to the taking a dump, there was a lot of other destruction and bleeding, self-mutilation, things like that. Many club owners just stopped the shows after a song or two. Even though GG was constantly on tour, he frequently had to stop touring because of blood poisoning, broken bones, other injuries. Now, GG had to do some time at one point. They threw him in the Slam, the Hoosgow, the Gray Bar Hotel. And that's because he admitted to cutting a woman, burning her, drinking her blood. But he claimed that she had done the same things to him, so it was okay. Even still, he was convicted of felonious assault and sentenced to 1.5 years in jail. Now, that documentary that I showed you just a couple seconds ago, hated GG Allin and the Murder Junkies, showed him drunk, stripping naked, passing out on the floor, taking his usual, dropping a deuce on the floor, wiping it all over the place, throwing it into the crowd, throwing beer bottles into the audience and breaking a woman's nose and attacking several other persons. Oh, and he skipped parole for his previous thing in order to do this show. His last show ended, excuse me, when a fight broke out after just 3 songs. A melee, an imbroglio, some have called it. At this point, GG walked the streets of Manhattan for an hour. Then he visited a friend of his, a punk rocker named Johnny Puke. That's right, I said Johnny Puke. Drug usage ensued. There's a shocker. And GG took a huge amount of heroin. And then he died. And Mr. Johnny Puke didn't even notice till like a day later. Apparently, GG was in the same actual position he was in when the two of them took some Polaroids together, I guess. The moral here, kids, is that, well, there really is no moral here, because if you do the things GG Allin did, you're going to end up like GG Allin did. And now, after I read these comments, I will tell you my story of my interaction with GG Allin, of which there were many. SG Fanboy, that GG Allin sounds like a real jerk. Boy. Sunday Jenna said he was gross, probably a jerk too. The Felonious Gullies. Not a bad name. I used to have, my band names, my first band was Gamby and the Gear Grinders. And that was a long time. I was in bands, but my own band, the next one was 20 years later. And that one was Tom Gully and the Regulation Blues Band. Yeah. Let's see here. SG says, I'll stop eating now. And Sunday Jenna says, I didn't realize he was that young when he died. 36. Yeah, he was just short of 37, I think. I think he was just short of 37. So, I used to write for a very well-known independent movie magazine. And, of course, the documentary had come out, and we covered all sorts of sort of counterculture stuff. It wasn't just movies. I mean, we'd interview Charles Bukowski or Tom Waits or whatever. We would do anything that was important to the counterculture and the independent film movement, obviously. So I was up in the Detroit area, which is where this magazine was originally located. It ended up being bought by a well-known pornographer out in Los Angeles and added to his stable of magazines. But at the time, it was in the Detroit area. So I went up there, and a bunch of us decide we're going to go see GG Allin. And we weren't just going to go see him. We had connections. So we were going to go backstage, and one or two of the people with the magazine had already been to a few shows and knew him sort of tangentially through other punk rockers with dubious names like Johnny Puke. So we go to the show, and the show is exactly how I imagine it. Now, back in the day, I was a punk rocker. So by 1989, 1990, 1991, that kind of punk rock didn't really scare me too much or impress me too much. But it was a GG Allin show. So regardless of the music and the scene, I knew this guy was legit in terms of the fact that he was going to do some crazy things. So We go, we watch the show. It basically is the same show as I've described here several times. Defecation, self-mutilation. You might as well put that back up there. Self-mutilation, a lot of misanthrope type stuff that humanity sucks and people are doomed because there's no hope, and a lot of stuff about violence and that sort of thing, and bleeding, throwing stuff at the crowd, all of that. So the show ends and we go to this. We didn't even go anywhere. I mean, it was in this club, and in the back of the club, after everybody was kicked out, there was this sort of like, I don't even know how to describe it. It was like a green room that was off the side of the stage that was like, if this is the stage, the green room was like this. So it was like a long shotgun room. It was actually pretty good sized, but there was a curtain and some steps. And then in there, you could go through another curtain and get to the bar. So there was actual booze, and it was a weird setup, but there was couches and little tables and stuff back there, and people are doing what they would do, you might imagine, after a GG Allin show. People are sparking up. People are drinking a lot. GG was not a real, I've been around some performers before, and he was not holding court. He was up and down and all over, talking to people and in everybody's faces. He wouldn't stay anywhere for more than like 10 seconds, 15 tops. Then he was basically just going from little group to little group, antagonizing people. Like he'd go up to people and go, he would just walk up to go, yeah, yeah, and then slap their drink out of their hand. He was pulling a bunch of that kind of crap. And I didn't care. No skin off my nose. And he came up to me and first thing he did was he spit in my drink. Didn't care. There was enough booze there to kill an elephant. I just put my drink down, went, got another drink, came back over. He goes, I thought I spit in that. Because he came back over to me and I said, yeah, I got another one. I don't know if you've noticed or not, but there's enough booze here to kill an elephant. He goes, oh, spit in your drink not going to work? And then he spit on me. And I informed him that that was a bad mistake. I said, look, I get it that that's your thing. And I'm wiping myself off with a towel or something that was back there. And even that, I was a little creeped out by. I'm like, ew, do I even want to be using that? I go, don't do that again, man. That's not a good idea. I said, you need to go find somebody else to mess with right now. I'm not going to warn you again. And I was smiling like this when I said it, and his eyes got real big, and he did. He spit on me again, at which point I knocked that guy into tomorrow. I mean, I hit him as hard as I could right in the face, and actually split one of my knuckles open and hit him so hard. And he went flying back into a couch and twisting around on the thing and moaning and stuff. And I went over to where he was and I go, I told you want some more? I mean, I was mad. I was yelling at him. And he goes, it's cool. And I just like, okay, this guy is such a freak. I'm just going to get away from him. So I took my drink and went out into the actual club area because part of this little group had spilled out into the club because that little green room place, it's fine to go get a drink in there, but it was getting kind of crowded. And plus, GG Allin, covered in feces and spit and blood and everything else. Well, here we go. That guy was also back there. Incidentally, he was wearing a little bit more than that. Like he was wearing, I'm not joking, a pair of tidy whities or something. But that was all he was wearing. For some reason, he was wearing like a ski cap as well. So, he came out into the club at one point and he goes, we're cool, right? We're cool, right? He kept saying, we're cool. I'm like, yeah. He goes, I like you. I like you. I said, we can be friends. I like you. And I said, yeah, my friends traditionally don't spit on me. I don't care if you like me or not. Just don't do that again. Ever. Don't ever start any more crap with me, because next time I won't quit beating on you. That's way out of line. Way out of line. You know, pull that crap with somebody else. To say nothing of the fact I'm way bigger. And I saw the guy probably, because that was kind of a thing we did at this particular magazine, would be to go see a GG Allin show because it was such a freak show. If you think GG was bad, some of the people in the crowd were equally as fun to watch. And every time I saw him, he goes, hey, it's my friend over there. Hey, we're buds. We're buds. Yeah, okay, wait a minute. There's my GG Allin story. How about that? Terry Nee says, how about Gully Groove Collective? I would endorse that. Johnny 8 Books says, good evening, fellow Gully heads. I don't know which one you are, Johnny, but welcome. Sonny Jenna says, love Bukowski. You interviewed him as well? I did interview Charles Bukowski. I did interview him, and when I do a show on him, as I no doubt will, I will tell you about the interview. I interviewed him once, and I went to a party with him once. And they're both really good stories. And he's one of my two favorite writers, so he and Raymond Chandler. SG Fanboy says, I still like the flock of seagullies. I like it, but the C part of it's throwing me. I mean, I get it's part of the play on words, but I don't know. I don't know that I get to pick, really, any of this stuff. What am I doing here with this camera control? All right, that's... Okay, whatever. Reverend Wild Bill is invoking one of my favorite groups of all time. We are Sex Bomb. 1, 2, 3, 4. Sex Bomb. Anybody? What movie? Anybody? Anyone? Bueller? Of course, Reverend Wild Bill will know, so he can't answer. But the Kahuna's here. Says, hey, gang. Hello, Kahuna. Terry Nee says, Gully sounds like my 1981 dorm friends. One punk, one deadhead. I would not be the deadhead. Joe Jackson, fanboy. Hey, Joe Jackson. Is she really going out with him? But he's got better stuff than that, you know. I'm the man that gave you the hula hoop. I'm the man that gave you the yo-yo. Skateboards, I almost made them respectable. And if you want anything to do with me, you can do it with cash. Tim Jenkins says, are you the reason he's no longer alive? No, that was all his doing. He overdosed on tons of heroin. I came to find out that GG would antagonize people. Apparently he had a good eye for people that were going to take his crap because he liked being hit. He liked being injured. So I actually saw him pull the same thing with 2 or 3 other people. And I realized, oh, that's a shtick. Tim Jenkins says, Tom, the Iceman Gully. Yes, the Iceman, Dennis Bergkamp. Oh, by the way, good job today, Arsenal. I keep saying it. These Mikel Arteta coach teams, every single time they have a chance to put the foot on the throat of their they just don't show up. They don't even show up. Today, another great example. Get rid of that guy today. Fire him today. We were leading at Christmas. It's going to be another one of these deals where we choke. And that will be a fun show on Bukowski. I look forward to it. It will be a fun show. Ham on Rye, good book. Oh, they're all good. Lucas Malago. Yeah, they're all good, man. They're all good, man. What's the one? Run with the Hunted. That's another good one. Burning in water, drowning in fire, something like that. Anyway, how about Gully Harmony Junction? How about Emmett Gully's Jug Band? Karen Garvey says Scott Pilgrim. Ding, 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 ding. That is correct. We are Sex Babam. Flock of Tea Gullies. That's pretty good. Tim Jenkinson says it's about time they let you manage Arsenal. You can be like Ted Lasso. I'd be more like Vince Lombardi. I would go straight up to Zivchenko right this minute and go, I don't know what the hell happened to you. You used to be money. You're not anymore. If you want to spend the rest of the season on the bench, keep it up. Because next time is the last time. Okay? That's for you. David Raya, nice penalty save. You're done. I don't give a damn how good you are with your feet. You're a goalkeeper. Get Ramsdale back in there. Ramsdale, you're my boy. I don't care what happens. You're my number one. That's it. This thing where Mikel Arteta's outsmarting the world with goalkeepers is a joke. He did the same thing, if you remember, to Bernd Leno. And that guy pulled him out of the fire for like 2 seasons. He just shows up. And I remember talking to my friends, and we've discussed it since. What did Leno do to lose his job? Answer was nothing. Same with Ramsdale. Sunday Jenna, love is a dog from hell. It is so good. It is so good. Love is a dog from hell. Oh, man, is that good. Here, I got one for you. Have you ever heard him talk? Because you see his face, you see Bukowski's face, and you think he's going to sound like a cement mixer or something. But his voice is real sort of lilting. There's enough treachery, hatred, violence, absurdity in the average human being to supply any given army on any given day. And the best at murder are those who preach against it. And the best at hate are those who preach love. And the best at war, finally, are those who preach peace. Those who preach God need God. Those who preach peace do not have peace. Those who preach peace do not have love. Beware the average man, the average woman. Beware their love. Their love is average, seeks average. But there is genius in their hatred. There's enough genius in their hatred to kill you, to kill anybody. Not wanting solitude, not understanding solitude, they will attempt to destroy anything that differs from their own. Not being able to create art, they will not understand art. They will consider their failure as creators only as a failure of the world. Not being able to love fully, they will believe your love incomplete, and then they will hate you, and their hatred will be perfect, like a shining diamond, like a knife, like a mountain, like a tiger, like hemlock, their finest art. Love that poem. I love that poem. SG Fanboy says, I've only read Post Office. That's a good one to read. It's a good one to read. Sunday Jenna said, so good, reads like a beat poet. There's several great documentaries with Bukowski in them. You can find them on YouTube. And Tales of a Dirty Old Man. Terry D says, is that Dale Carnegie? No, that is not Dale Carnegie. And their loves, love. There's one where he attacks his, I don't know if she was his wife at the time, Linda, but he gets mad at her and hits her in it. I think it's the one that was directed by, oh man, I forget the name of the director. Karen Garvey's laughing. Let me see here. Let's see. Bukowski hits one. Let's see here. Oh, here it is. Let's see. You want to see Charles Bukowski hitting his soon-to-be fiance? Whoa, hey, whoa. Let's just watch this. I'm going to have to talk during this, so it's transformative. But you're about to see Charles Bukowski, and this is from one of the documentaries, and it's a great documentary, by the way, but he does get really mad at his fiance. He gets really, really mad. He gets really mad, man. Okay, here we go. Bada bing. Bada boom. Here we go.
Why are you so offended
tolerate you?
Yeah. Why are you so offended by me doing something else?
He gets really mad.
Because I live with a woman, or she lives with me. She doesn't live with other people.
He's trying to explain to her.
I do live with other people, and I'm going to for the rest of my life.
And she's being independent.
I know. I'm going to turn you over to them. Don't you see?
And he's just not having
it. Shit! You fucking
oh boy!
You think you walk out on me every fucking night?
Yeah, he's not happy.
Fucking whore! You bitch!
Yeah, he's not.
What do you think I am?
Very pleased. I don't want to go through too much more of that, but anyway, it's crazy how mad he gets, says Karen Garvey. Yes, it is, and he gets mad like that, but he's drunk. And been hurt by a lot of women with that face. SG Fanboy says, transformative. He's trashing my kid. He's trashing my kid. Anyway, Bukowski had some issues from time to time. But that is a really incredible documentary that's part of. There's part of that documentary, stop playing videos of my stepdad. There's part of that documentary where he just drives through Los Angeles. Someone's driving around. He's like, well, he used to have some pretty good fights in there. Yeah, I got beat up in that place. This place used to be cool. They used to have good stuff in there. Now somebody else bought it and they have good stuff. Yeah, that place used to be able to fix things. They can't fix things anymore. They think they can, but they can't. And he's just incredible. Charles Bukowski. Charles, I went to a party with him one time. And it was after, there was a period of time where it was before he moved to Yorba Linda, and he was just in this crappy apartment in Los Angeles. And it was pretty crappy. And if you showed up, and I had corresponded with him, I think, did I send him a letter or two and he sent them to me back? Because this was letter writing era still on the edges of it. It was the late 80s. And I think I finally got a phone number. And I had arranged to meet him on a certain day at a certain time. I knew I was going to be in Los Angeles. Maybe I'd gotten his number from another guy that had interviewed him, but so I went ahead and I went up this place. You had to walk up these stairs to get to his actual place, and I knocked on the door, and I had to knock on the door for like 5 minutes. It was, which doesn't sound like a long time, but it is an exceptionally long time to knock on the door. And I heard some stirring in there, and came to the door. His voice was the first thing that, always struck me. On the phone, it wasn't as bad, but when you see the juxtaposition of that face and that voice, it's really pretty odd. And so I said, "Hi, my name's Tom. We spoke on the phone. I'm here. Just thought maybe we could do that interview." And oh man, I'm coming down off a bad one. I don't want to right now. Some other time. And I said, "Well, I got this," and I had this is a grocery bag. He goes, "Oh, what you got there?" He perked up. I go, "I brought like a case of Miller High Life and a bottle of rye or whatever else it was you wanted." He goes, "Yeah, that's different. Come on in." So we went in there, and he had a living room, but there was so much crap and stuff in his living room that we didn't even hang out there. It was just a mess. It wasn't very big. And I got the feeling that he would maybe clean that up if he had people over, but there was just papers, newspapers. It wasn't like filthy, rancid bad. It was just cluttered with just crap. And so we went back actually into his bedroom, where there was first we went into this little tiny kitchen. It was small. It was just enough room for a fridge and a gas stove with 4 burners on it, and nothing else. There wasn't a table in there. There wasn't anything. It was a counter, and that was it. And he put the beers inside the fridge. He got 2 glasses, and I think I brought him some Old Forester or something, because he requested a particularly crappy kind of whiskey or hard liquor. I mean, he requested it. I would have got him anything he wanted, but he requested some just terrible stuff. And he brought a couple of beers. These were in bottles. And he had like a twin bed. Right, like a small bed, and it was kind of like a couch, for me, because that's where I sat, and he sat at a little desk that had what he called his typer on it, and he had kind of a professor's chair. It was like the chair I used to have on my old show. It was relatively comfortable. It was on rollers. And he sat there and he leaned back with his elbow on the thing, and he would, man, oh man, could that guy drink? He would pour a bunch of that booze in this glass about that high. It was a short beer glass, but he was using it for his booze. And and then he would chase it with some beer. And if I wasn't drinking fast enough for his liking, he'd go, "Looks like you need to top that off." And I went, "I haven't even had a sip." He goes, "Exactly." And anyway, so then I interviewed him. I brought out, you guys remember those flat tape recorders with all the controls at one end? And then if you were lucky, you had a microphone you could plug in, and it had a little prop on it. Well, I propped that up on the edge of his thing, and I asked him questions, and you could hardly hear me asking the questions, but you could hear him real, real well. And then that's what I did the interview from. Let's see here. He was postal before he got the mailman gig. Boy, that mailman gig was just a drunk's living room. It was a drunk's living room. It was also a writer's living room, because there were chapbooks of all of his poetry in there. There was boxes. He was writing notes from a dirty old man or something like that in the L.A. Underground, or no, it was the Los Angeles Free Press. And so there was a bunch of those newspapers, and it was just, I don't know, man. Stuttering Bukowski. And I was talking to him, and I guess I was asking him questions that he liked. I remember one time he was talking about people that do this, they're not writers. And then you gotta, and he had a lot of opinions on what writers were. And I said something at one point, I said, but isn't that just a lot of BS? Somebody that, and he's like, yeah, it is, isn't it? That's my point exactly. And so, I don't know. We hit it off. He had a little radio. It's hard to describe to people that don't remember when there were hundreds of brands of radios. But that radio was probably this big. It's probably it was about yay big. And, it was substantial, but it was not a big. And he had it tuned, and the radios back then, even if they didn't have a good speaker, would get relatively good sound. It wasn't a deep, rich sound like FM stereo might have, but it was an AM station that was playing jazz. And he had it on real sort of low in the background. And I remember I at one point went, oh, this is a Brubeck. This is so good. And he's like, you like jazz? I said, I like the jazz that I like. I'm not an expert, but I know what I like. And he just started laughing. He goes, a cultured man. Yeah. I said, well, no, I think it's stupid to be an expert on something and you don't like 80% of it. I'd rather know what I like about everything than know everything about something I don't like. He goes, you talk in circles sometimes. I'm like, the way I speak, sorry. But I wasn't backing down from him because he was very, he would prod you in conversation, but I could tell that he liked conversation, and he also liked being asked questions. He liked being able to cater to his own opinion in front of someone else. So the next time I went to some party with him, and I'm going to have to tell that story another time because it takes about 45 minutes to tell. So much crazy crap happened at that party that, but suffice to say, I made a good enough impression on him that when I was leaving, and incidentally, I left again and went down to the package store and got more beer and more booze for him. Because he was a drinker. And I got there at like 2 p.m, and I didn't leave till like 2 a.m. 2 a.m, sorry. But I remember him telling me, hey, you should stop by some other time. I said, well, I'll call first, or I'll let you know. He's, nah, that never works. If I'm here, I'm here. If I'm not, I'm not. So I kind of knew I should show up about 2 p.m. because he's a drinker. He ain't going to bed until 2. And for all I know, he stayed up after that, see here. So what group did the two of you enjoy similarly? I remember we both liked Gene Krupa and we both like Dave Brubeck. And Lionel Hampton? Probably. Oh, I get it. My husband's office. Yeah, one of those. JC says, I had one of those radios. Wish I had it now. The new ones you buy are complete garbage. They are. But you can actually go to garage sales and you can go on eBay or you can go to flea markets and you can get those old radios. Now, there are some companies that sell good radios now. One of them is Sangean, sells a couple of good ones. There's one I think called Clear Click that actually sells radios with CD players in them, but they look like nostalgic old radios. I might download one of those and show them to you. What year did you meet with Charles Bukowski? It had to be 88, 89 maybe. Could have been a little earlier than that, but I don't think it was any later. SG Fanboy says, funny how lots of great writers are also raging out of Hollywood. Hey, Turkatron, how you doing? I hope you had a great Christmas. I really do. It's nice to see you. Karen Garvey says, talks in circles. He prodded you and wore him out. I think we wore each other out. But we were both having a good time, I hope. Karen Garvey says, please do a follow-up show on Bukowski. Oh, I definitely will. More people need to know about Charles Bukowski. SG Fanboy says, if I'm here is a great way to live your life. Yeah, that's the way he was. If I'm here. He just didn't want to be encumbered with plans. Let me see if I've got the name of this. Here we go. Clear Click. Clear Click Radio. I'm on a Mexican radio. Mexican radio. Our products. Okay. Here's a couple of the things they sell at this one company. I had an excellent Christmas, thank you. Hope you did too. How are things at your uncle's house? JC says, Wall of Voodoo. Yep. We've talked about that before, JC. We've talked about Wall of Voodoo before. I'm on a Rex radio. Radio. Here we go. This one here is not bad. It gives really good sound. And this is AM FM. Now, the company is called Clear Click. And it's got Bluetooth and an auxiliary in. So there's what it looks like from the front. There's the controls, the old school controls there. There's what the back of it looks like. That's just the box, and this is made in America. So that's one of the cooler ones. Now, the one that I have actually isn't even on here anymore because mine's a CD player with FM. Mine doesn't even have the AM on it, which kind of bites the crank because I like me some AM. That's another cool old vintage looking one there. I think that's nice. I thought there were some other ones, but I guess there's not. They do make these little video capture boxes. They make some other things. I don't like that particular retro one right there. That one I think is stupid. And I think jazz is stupid. But the one I have, I wish I could show it to you. It doesn't have that cool old school old school analog tuner. It's a digital tuner. For all I know, these are digital tuners, but they just have the display on the outside that looks. But I like that sort of mid-century modern feel. You know what I mean? Let me see if I can find Clear Click Radio FM CD player. Let's see if mine will show up here, even if it's discontinued. By God, that's mine right there. It's out of stock. Look at that. That's mine. Huh? How about that, guys? There's a better picture of it there in the video there, kind of. But that's mine right there. That's mine. That's the one. Look at, there it is, guys. That's the one I have. That's the one that I have, and it does everything. Okay, it's got all of the things you need to control your CD, and then it's got CD, FM, Bluetooth, repeat, all sorts of stuff. But it does have Bluetooth. You can Bluetooth something into that if you want to. But there's others that do the same thing. So anyway, that's just a little insight into my private life. What did you say? I don't remember. But Tarkatron said, great. We had a Salvadoran food, and I won a bag of assorted flavored popcorns and a bottle of tequila as my white elephant gift. Wow. I didn't do anything. I'm suffering from very, very bad sciatica right now, which I've never had before, and it's bad. And so I didn't go anywhere. I didn't do anything. And let's just say, and there's a few people in the room that are aware of what's going on here, kind of, but there were some, there's been some not altogether friendly discussions in the Tom Gully household recently. They're not yelling or anything like that, but they're somebody's not happy, and that somebody is not me. They're not happy because I'm not able to just jump up and go do stuff, and it's like I am in mortal agony. I can't go do a bunch of stuff. Sorry. So we'll see what's going on with that coming up here. Well, you went to your radio job. Yeah, I did. It's because of my radio job. And by the way, I get to sit the whole time. That's sweet, Tom. Thank you. JC says, I used to listen to Little Orphan Annie on a radio just like that. Yeah, well, just kidding. Stacy Allin is here, the lovely and talented Stacy Allin. Why do they call it White Elephant? Why do they call it White Elephant? Let's find out, shall we? Whoops. Why do they call it White Elephant? The phrase is said to have come from a perspective about the historic practice of the King of Siam, now Thailand, giving rare albino elephants to courtiers who had displeased him so they might be ruined by the animal's upkeep costs. Well, they say the term means any burdensome, expensive, and useless possession that is much more trouble than it's worth, but I don't think it means that. I think white elephant just is sort of it's generic. It's a bunch of gifts that are under a certain price that somebody grabs one, you don't necessarily know what it is. You know what I mean? Stella's here. Hi, Stella. How are you? Nice to see you. Hope you're recovering from your time in Romania. Good to see you. Stacy Allen says, I love how the TGS is educational. It is. We don't mean to be, but it is. You probably weren't here for our education about GG Allin, but there he is. There's GG Allin. And there he is. And there's the painting that John Wayne Gacy drew of him. And there's where he ended up, right there. When you take a dump on stage, each and every show, you cut yourself with beer bottles, you fling your feces at the audience, you fight the audience, you take a woman out on the date, stab her, burn her, drink her blood. You know, it's not going to end up good. And at that point, you don't deserve one of those wonderful nostalgic radios. Stacy says, I've heard some podcasts about him, quite familiar. Bog says, hey, Tom. Hey, how about my hilarious guest starring appearance on the BS show? Now, I got to tell you guys, I didn't know anything about this till yesterday. I think it was Karen Garvey who came in here on this show and said, hey, great, you're doing the BS show tomorrow. That's awesome. And I went, that's the first I've heard of it. Am I? I didn't realize I was. And then you always start thinking, maybe they just said that we should have him on someday or whatever. And so I wrote my good friend, the king of dabblers, the frog. Hey, am I supposed to be on this? Because if you're doing a bit, no problem. And if you're not doing a bit, no problem. Just let me know. And they said, okay, we'll send you the link. And I, as you guys may have noticed, Stacy said, brilliant, Tom. It was all brilliant. Yes, thank you. Karen said, Bob mentioned it on the show. I very much appreciate that. Lyndon says it went very well. But see, I as you could tell, I was like, so why am I here? What? I was very worried it was going to be what's this crap with it's being called Tom Gully's Dabbleverse, bud? What? I thought I was going to get called out on the carpet for something. And no, it was just a genial, nice. But you know what? I listened to that show back. There wasn't a bunch of echo on that. And the second time, it was because Bob was listening to the show, listening to a show while he was doing his cooking video. That's where the other sound was coming from. But anyway, Karen Garvey. So why am I here? That was funny. I didn't know. I was like, is this Make-A-Wish week? And my doctor hasn't told. This sciatica is actually something different. We're going to have to take his leg later this week. We might as well. Man, this sciatica, it is so weird because just when I think I'm completely over it, it'll start hurting. It's bad. The frog just hates boomers, that's all. No. The frog's a good guy. He doesn't hate boomers. No, he's a wonderful man. Karen Garvey says, you made the miserable men laugh. Did I? Well, the last time I was on, I was very quiet and didn't say much. And this time I was like, I'm just going to pop off and I don't care. I worship Bob Leary. I mean, I worship all of Bob Leary, Bob Levy. I worship all those guys. I think they're immensely talented people. But I have a very special affection for Bob because we're about the same age. And I know what he's been through. The other thing, look at this. The last haircut I got, see how this side is really cool and this side is not. And I got to do something about that this time around because... but yeah, Bob Leary. Yes, I know. Let's see here. Jenna is Frog's wife. I've met them both. They are lovely. Yeah, they're wonderful people. Well, I don't know about Jenna. I never met her. I assume she's wonderful. Is this an NYU graduation ring? No. What is that? Oh, here we go. No, this is I always try to see if I can get it close enough, and I never can. Let's try it. Let's see if we can if it'll focus in. Let's see if it's going to focus in. Come on now. Come on. Focus. Ring, coin. No, it's a Ball State. As my good friend JC says, Ball State, baby. It's a mood ring. See how black the stone is? That's green. It's a green. It's my birthstone. It's green. Plus, I'm a stone green host, if you believe the people at Not Even a Show. Dude, you need a manicure. What are you talking about? What the hell? What's wrong with my fingers? I think those are lovely fingers. Dude, I would get a manicure, but I'm not sure it would go with my dress. Not getting a manicure. Terry Nee. Stacy Allen says, Julian Caesar, that means he's cranky. I'm not, it's green. You bastards, it's green. Look at that. Dang Ganyas. Hold on. It's green. Trust me, it's green. There, see, it's green. It's green. It's Tom Gully's Dabbleverse, and you're just playing it. That's funny. I could get in bad trouble for that, by the way. Terry Nee, you never heard that, Jenna. I will deny. Bob Leary, Mike Kors, and Shuli Edgar. Anyway, those guys were really nice to me. I thank them very much for being on their show. I love doing their show because I get to tell jokes, kind of. Some of them are jokes. They humor me, and that's always nice. And, it's fun. Let's see. I'm Team Terry Nee. Your secret is safe with me. There we go. So anyway, what do we got here? We got about another 5 minutes before Uncle Phil goes on the air, and I always try to be out of here before that because out of respect and stuff and things. I'll tell you what, I've been watching Star Trek Voyager all day while I've been working. And I've got 3 things to say about Star Trek Voyager. 7 of 9. Come on, man. All you Star Wars people, anything you say to me, anything. Well, yeah, but we've got and the Princess of Tatooine and Yoda. 7 of 9. You got nothing for that. You got nothing for that. Whoops. Terry me. So Tom McGill, you were good on BS. Hope to see you on again. Well, thank you. Thank you. Terry Nee has got the heart and the thumbs up, and I don't know what that's for. Hopefully it is, as Reverend Wild Bill says, 7 of 9. Man, she's beautiful. Beautiful don't begin. I've got other words that describe 7 of 9. I'm just saying. 7 of 9. Where's the 7 of 9 in the Star Wars universe? I'll wait. Didn't think so. Yeah, I'm in lust with her. Yeah, there's no 7 of 9. Try 10 of 10. Anyway, we'd like to thank everybody for showing up here today. Turkatron says, hope Zeph ain't listening. He's going to be jealous. Why is he going to be jealous, Turkatron? Thank you to Turkatron for being here. Of course, Reverend Wild Bill down there in Hot Atlanta with his attack tarantula. Begins with a C. Terry Nee, as always, thank you for being here. Sunday Jenna, thank you. It's nice to see you around the program. SG Fanboy, couldn't do a show without him. Let's see. Lucas Malago, always nice to see you. Stacy Allin, come on. Come on. Stacy Allin rocks the house. You know? That's all you got to say about that. When Stacy Allin rocks the house. Anyway. Julian Zeezer, nice to see you. JC, if not JOC. Karen Garvey is really just all good things in the world wrapped around one person. Lyndon, thank you for being here. The Bogster, Bog's the guy that did that amazing AI of me as Frankenstein that I love so much. A prized possession. Stella's here. I know she didn't chat much. She had a rough time in Romania. Let's give her some time to get over that. She deserves it. Let's see. Anybody else here that I failed to thank for being here? Tim Jenkinson, of course, a good friend from across the pond there, yes. Johnny 8 Brooks was here. Johnny 8, good to see you. Good to see you. I'm just thanking people because, okay, I got about 40 seconds. Zeph ain't listening. He's going to be jealous. I still don't know why he's going to judge. Only Julie Newmar could give her a rent. Boy, I don't even know if Julie Newmar could. I'd hate to live on the difference. With all that being said, there's only one more thing to say, and that is, till next time, go see Uncle Phil right now. Till next time, we'll see you next time.